For sure. All right, y'all. So here we go. Let me just lower this music a little bit. Boom. There we go. So, AST, let me open up the floor with you first, man. Let's really talk about this. So, you being your position, you hold down Mesa very well, my friend. You do a lot of business with Respect Underground, who's at the center of kind of what's going on, right? They put up the billboard. How do you feel about that? Like, really, coming from your perspective, having a close relationship, do you ride off loyalty? Do you ride off, principle, like it's the right thing? Kind of what's going on with your point of view?
My point of view on that, on just the whole billboard and the whole issue that I feel like it's true with, then kind of have like second guessing about it. You feel me? I mean, I see where they're coming from, but I also see where the station's coming from. You feel me?
Got you. Like, in what sense on the station?
Like on the station, like, I mean, how can I put it? But so I think the state does appreciate Arizona hip hop.
Uh-huh.
I mean, but it can't really explain it. But I feel like a lot of people think that, I feel like people want just throw everybody that's from Area Z hip hop, throw them on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Good, bad quality.
Right.
I feel like there's a certain standard the radio station holds for underground hip hop. You know what I mean? To put it in rotation, like you gotta have the quality behind the music. You know what I mean?
Fact. And I agree with that. Like, I feel like that's a big part of it. I'm gonna unmute. So I want to unmute Nove and aka Joseph Leor and Shot by Dub real quick, because I feel like y'all two, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hold a very, very, very high position in the state, recognizable face. You know what I'm saying? And make those types of records, very popular records that maybe should be getting a lot more attention than what they giving. So I got the three of y'all unlocked. I'm gonna see if I can get everybody unlocked right now, matter of fact, so we could kind of chime in on it. How do you feel? We'll start Nove first.
How do I feel about just the whole situation?
Right. Chime in.
I feel like Power does like look out for artists in the Valley, but I feel like a lot of people are mistaken as far as thinking like Power is supposed to campaign your success. Right. That's not really what they're there for. You know what I'm saying? So they're there for an outlet. They're there for they're there for the city, pretty much. Not necessarily like representing Arizona, but they have a fucking program and a regiment that they have to stick to. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if they have a segment where they bring in artists from the Valley or whatever, it's more or less like, all right, we're giving you a shot or we're giving you this spotlight, but it's your job as an artist to campaign and take every opportunity with that spotlight and keep going, or have a plan when you go up there, not to just, okay, I'm gonna drop my record, they're gonna play it one time, you'll never hear from it again. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a whole campaign. Like, and like when you go up there, like, try to build a relationship with these people. Fact. You're going up there, they don't know you, they're gonna show you love while you're there, but when you leave, it's like supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, I think you don't have no follow-up.
I think that's a big missing link in the whole argument from like everybody who's on the artist perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you there's a large part that you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't just go walk into the radio, introduce yourself, and be like, yo, y'all should play me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work like that. These are relationships. These are people who know that you're in the business of just making a relationship with them because you got something that or they got something that you need. You know what I'm saying? You need something they offer. Shit like that. Doug, right. Let me hear your take on it real quick. Again, coming from like that kind of point of view on it. Looks like your mic is off, bro. There you go.
Yeah, I got you. And you know, as we were talking about earlier, I feel like it's a good conversation to have. Even you know, the circumstances, you know, diss track or whatever, Billboard, maybe that's I don't know if I would have took it that far, but I will say that it's a good conversation. I understand what the what they were trying to do as far as open up a conversation so everyone could kind of, you know, get on the same page. You know, coming from, you know, having love with, you know, Respect the Underground and, you know, 98.3 Marriage, hella cool. You know, met O Jesus a few times and he was cool. I feel like both of them set people up for success as far as, you know, being able to have that resource, the outlet to people could really tune in and listen to music when initially some people wouldn't have never heard them.
Facts.
And
I can't hear them.
And touching on Nove, what he was saying, it's all up to the artist. And I feel like if that artist is buzzing, that's somebody that they should focus on rather than, you know, payola or your favorite artist that's kind of in your
right. Now I feel what you're saying. So let me ask y'all this kind of direct. Let me ask y'all this kind of directly. Nove, AST, A-Dub, y'all feel like y'all should hold spots on regular radio rotation right now?
No, go ahead. Answer that. AST.
Let me add a second part. Let me add a second part to that. Do you think you should hold a spot, and do you think you necessarily need that spot right now? And be honest, you know what I'm saying?
For me, I'm gonna be honest with myself. I don't really have. If I had an album and I had this plan, or I knew what I was doing as far as like pushing something, then absolutely, because I've been on the radio. I've took people to the radio. A lot of things that you hear from Arizona, I produced or whatever. But for myself as an artist, I feel like if I had that plan, if I had something to push, then absolutely. But if you don't, then it's just a look. You know what I'm saying? That's just for me. You know what I'm saying? But do I feel like I'm deserving to be in rotation? Absolutely.
Facts.
And to kind of just spin off of Nove, I feel like every artist in the chat has the
what's it called?
The talent.
I was gonna say this coming from like a young perspective of, you know what I'm saying, I'm not really on, I ain't nothing, you know, a bad year recording. I don't feel deserved to be on a platform or not. I'm more see it like, you know what I'm saying? And my example that I want to bring up is I want to bring up Weezle himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, how long didn't you go without dropping a record, bro? Like you didn't drop no music for a minute, right?
It was like close to 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2 years.
Yeah, you feel me? And then and big props on Weezle away on Tidal, whatever you fucking got. That shit is like I was listening to it, getting to what I'm saying. Like that's music right there.
Appreciate you, bro.
And as soon as it came out, yeah, for sure. And it was just love. It was power right off the top because it's real, genuine music. It's good fucking music. You worked hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's kind of how I see this whole thing. Like, I listen to video being on the radio. And you feel I don't listen a lot to the radio, nor do I really involve myself in a major way thinking about it. It would be a huge self to hear myself on that.
So you feel like it's a goal, like kind of one of those things on a checklist, you know what I'm saying? Which I think probably everybody will feel like that in a way, you know.
But stemming from that, bro, I think a lot of
it on the checklist, but it would feel very rewarding.
I feel you on that.
Everybody has to think of it like this. Like, power a promoter. You know what I'm saying? Power is a business. And if you're an artist and you're promoting your music and it's just you or you have a team, now you're a business. Fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, if you're good or you're deserving. If you're great, the people are going to let you know if you're great or not.
Right.
Cool. Now you got that validation. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to power, it has to be more of a structured move. Like, I'm doing this because when I get to the person that I need to see in my career, I need them to see that I've been to my home station. I've done this in my home. It's like a fucking it's a check off. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you stem your whole goal around. Like, I have to get the power. Right. Like, power is great. Power's looked out for me. I got friends at power. But at the same time, it's like, I think artists need to look at it. Exactly. Artists just need to look at it as like, this is a business. I'm going here to get my stats up. I'm not going here to for them to keep me in rotation. Rotation is cool, but if you don't have that big machine behind you that's tracking your rotation, or if you're not tracking your rotation, it doesn't fucking matter anyway. You just go out there and promote yourself and use that promotion to promote whatever you're pushing. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. With that though, I want to take it to Itchy, because you put up a status the other day talking about who even really like listens to radio anymore, essentially. So taking kind of what everybody said in perspective, thank you. Explain or elaborate on that quote. You know what I'm saying? Elaborate on that thought process. Is it still like, who gives a fuck because nobody's listening to it? Or do you understand kind of a little bit what they're talking about?
I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but as we'll say a general consumer, like when people get in the car to listen to music, they go on Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify. Like, unless you're already there, the radio ain't gonna do shit for you.
It's not gonna maximize. Kind of go on nose point, like you're not maximizing because you've done nothing else. Word. So do you think, but do you understand? Like, do you see a value in it, or do you just completely think like, at this point, it don't even matter anymore?
Like getting on the radio in your hometown, it's a milestone that every artist should want to reach. Now, to sit there and take time out of your day to make a diss track and put up a billboard, you're reaching, bro.
Do you think the billboard thing is a little bit of a tacky approach?
For all that bread that you could have put up for that billboard, you could put that into promoting or doing something more positive. Here, I'm a
unmute AST and I'm a unmute Nova. Look like they got something to say. Go ahead, John.
But the billboard was promotion. You gotta understand, like.
I think the diss track.
Justus promoter though. I didn't hear the diss track, so I don't even know nothing about the diss track.
Yeah, but I think I'm muted right now, so everybody can chime in on this one. Josh, what up? Welcome back, bro.
I heard it. It was cool.
Diss track was more of a reach and more of a personal thing. I feel like, in my opinion, like the billboard was. I see what they did with the billboard. They wanted just to promote the hip hop festival. And you know what I mean, the brand, everything like that. Like, okay, that was emotional. Now, when the diss track came a couple of days after or whatever, I kind of felt like, you know what, maybe they're reaching just a tad bit because
maybe now it's becoming too much.
Now it's yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like it's none of my business. It's you know what I mean. Do what y'all got. Diss track was necessary. That's on y'all. But at the same time, it's just like, look, I see what y'all did with the billboard.
Right.
You know, it was kind of genius what y'all were doing. And then when the diss track came out, it was just more of a, okay, maybe y'all pushing it too far.
Right.
Y'all just reaching just a little too much.
Right.
All right. So beyond the billboard and shit, right?
Be unmuted now too.
So we gotta look at respect the underground. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, when I think like giving every artist the opportunity to do what the fuck they made or whatever, right? I have a good relationship with John Blaze. You know what I'm saying? Who the one that's breaking records and the one that's spinning independent music all the time. He's that this is Arizona sound, or this is independent music. Send me your record. I'm gonna break your record. That's what DJs do. So that's back to underground and John Blaze, if they're still affiliated. Justus, and he's promoting respect the underground, the brand.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm trying to figure out where like the problem is with power and respect the underground, because Justus, and you're doing everything that you're saying that you want to do for the artists of Arizona. You're putting them on stage, you're doing all that. That's great. So if that is your only motive, and which it seems to be when every time you promote something like that, then what is the beef with power? Do you want power to do what you're doing? Because that's unnecessary. We don't need everybody that raps at power.
Right.
At all.
You think you think they're trying to get like, so like if you go out of state somewhere, like I've been to Florida, bro, and Florida, like their main head stations, hip hop stations in Florida, they play, if your record is hot, you're local, even if you got 2 fans, you got 3 followers, but that DJ thinks your shit's hot. I mean, they're gonna play you right after the Drake song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that DJ has tried that record outside of the radio. He tried it at a party and seen that everybody is fucking with it. So of course your records come from the DJs.
The DJ.
It doesn't come from the promoter who is also a rapper who is also putting these shows on.
Right.
You got your music. Go ahead, Doug.
Let me chime in. So
it doesn't come from the promoter who is also.
I definitely see what Nova's saying as far as, you know, playing your roles and things of that nature. I think there may be an underlying issue that we may not know about behind doors where that beef is kind of there. And I know that Justus had made a whole video talking about, you know, it wasn't a shot at anyone in particular, but I do feel like there's a little bit of bad blood between the two. And until they really sit down and have that conversation and try to work it out, because I feel like them are trying to be a force in Arizona as far as like they want to be that top guy, you know what I'm saying? So it's really about, you know, having conversations and opening up a conversation to really, you know, kind of move the hip hop community forward in Arizona. Because I feel like if we was like Atlanta and every artist show love to every artist and you know, kind of helped each other up, you know, that would be something special in Arizona. And it's not to say that no artists don't do that, because there's plenty of artists that show love to each other, just like every artist in this chat right now. You know what I'm saying? We all you know, show love to each other and shit.
All right, but if it can be like Atlanta, but Atlanta, every artist is coming with something different, so it's something to respect. You know what I'm saying? If we're, of course, everybody be talking about unity and everybody should get along and everybody should push each other, but if your shit is whack, bro, your shit is whack, fam.
That's a fact.
Oh, I co-sign that. I'm talking about.
So everybody does it. Yeah, everybody that's lit, of course, but everybody that's lit is lit in their own right. So it's easy to show respect to somebody else that's lit in their own right. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
But to say that but to say like the top tier motherfuckers should unite with everybody, that's not really realistic, to be real.
Oh yeah. No, so what I was saying is like the artists that are really out there pushing and the artists that have a name and that name has a lot of weight to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like the Big Coolers, the Joseph Leors, you know what I'm saying? The Weezles, the Sincerely Collins, the J-Rob, the Chiefs, you know, AST doing this thing, you know, the motherfuckers that are really out there working and making positive moves as far as, you know, advancing their careers and doing something that is representing the city in the right light. I feel like those individuals need to, you know, kind of come together and create a conglomerate or a bridge, if you will.
I think those people should be highlighted like way more than they are. You know what I'm saying? Coming from their home state.
I agree.
But if you look at a lot of success stories when it comes to people in their home state, it's never that situation. They're always the last one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think that's even worse with us because we've never seen a hip hop sensation come out of Arizona. So it's not easy to jump on the bandwagon when you see somebody lit for other people, because it's like we've never seen it. Do the same type of thinking from Florida or New York. They've seen somebody pop from a DJ and then bringing it to a radio. So it's easy to spot like, yo, there's another one that might do what, you know, so-and-so did. Let's jump on this train. Yeah. That's how it's like in Houston, because you've seen so many people come out of Houston and Florida and New York and Cali. That's why DJs are like, let me see what you're doing first, so I can support you and put what I can do towards it. But if you ain't doing it, you're looking for a handout. And a lot of times, just to be honest, like everybody that's, you know, anybody that's complaining right now, like, yeah, you know, Power doesn't care about, you know, AZ hip hop. But AZ hip hop doesn't care about AZ hip hop.
Exactly.
Because everybody is an artist. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is an artist.
I feel like
so everybody is looking out for themselves.
Right.
Exactly how you said what you just said, no, is like the truth of everything. And a lot of people don't want to admit what you just said right now. You know what I mean? AZ hip hop don't care about AZ hip hop. You know what I mean? Because if that was the case, there would be a lot more positives than negatives. You know what I mean?
That's true. See, I'll take it. I always take it. I'll be able to speak on it when we were coming up with everything for releasing my album, right? my game plan, what I was telling Xander, I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, we need to hit radio, we need to hit the clubs, cause like keeping it a buck, the time period, kind of all of us grew up. That's the conventional way of making it. You know what I'm saying? You get support from the clubs and the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? And radio pick you up and the radio DJs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always thinking like, that's it. I don't know. I didn't know about marketing online. You know what I'm saying? And Spotify playlists and all that. Like this was all new to me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm being taught that, you know, perception kind of shifts, and then going through it firsthand, you know what I'm saying? You can speak on it a little bit better because you got that experience, so you're more comfortable. The radio, like I think you kind of mentioned this earlier, it's a good look. You know what I'm saying? It's a great thing to be able to say you got love from your home radio station. I think that's dope. It's not the only look anymore. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is
purely pop online now,
exactly,
like internet wise.
Exactly.
Right. You want 30,000 streams, you know what I mean, 50,000 downloads, like all that. That's like what the now. You know what I mean? Like 5-6 years ago, like I believe like if you got to do an interview for a radio station, then that was like you popping. Now today's like era was like, dog, you just hit 30,000 streams on Spotify. Like that shit's a milestone.
Like that's the accomplishment now. You know what I'm saying? Like the radio, there's nothing wrong with it. It's still good, but the accomplishment is like that. Yo, the proof is in the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Streaming numbers and all that. Like that's really what focus is.
And to be real, I feel like your own home state ain't gonna fuck with you until everywhere else does.
That's what, I keep telling. I keep telling everybody, like nobody cares till everybody cares, bro. And I'm like true to that.
But that's
you know what I'm saying?
Like being from
and
New York,
I feel like a lot of the artists that are complaining are the same artists that don't invest in themselves.
Right.
That's a fact.
Or the same ones that don't really, don't really put those marketing dollars, or they don't really know. Someone needs to educate them. How can we educate everybody a little bit better in knowing how the industry is, or how to work the internet nowadays? Because and to talk on me, I don't like I'm not really pushing my music like that. So I as far as me like earning that right or having that right at this moment in time, it's not something that I can say, I put marketing dollars behind myself. Right now, I've done it in the past and it worked out tremendously. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like if once people take themselves serious, everyone else will as well.
I got a question.
So Weez, let me ask this question though.
Go ahead.
If all the artists took responsibility for their careers outside of Respect the Underground and Power 98, where does that leave this conversation?
Well, I think that's really.
If everybody just was responsible about where they want to be in their career,
you wouldn't be having this conversation.
Feel what I'm saying?
Essentially, what's going on is you know what I'm saying. And with all due respect, love and all that, you know what I'm saying, on both sides. But you have like two entities flexing over things that really aren't that essential for us no more at this position. And I'll say that because like starting up, when I was starting, had nothing out, just moved back, you know what I'm saying? Respect the Underground gave me a platform. Right. That platform can only get you to a certain extent with what they offer. You know what I'm saying? It's very watered down at this point to call it a highlight if you going and you performing with, you know what I'm saying, 25 other people on the bill. That's love. I go to check it out. A couple weeks before I released my album, I went because I just wanted to feel like that hungry vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like I really wanted to see what it felt like again. Like I wanted to get that excited. So I went and it was dope. I asked my wife. I took videos and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was dope. It was cool. It was what I needed. But it's not for me. If I go do that right now, it'll be cool. But I need you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you need to create a market for yourself too. So that for me doesn't work anymore. I need something a little bit more personal because I want to elevate. And that was beautiful while it lasted, and I thank them. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a big thing for me was being on FM radio first. That they gave me that, you know what I'm saying? Back when they had their station. Now I go to a market like Power, you know what I'm saying, who genuinely is fucking with me, and they're telling me when I get there they don't do the Sunday night showcase. You want to know why? They didn't hide it. You know what I'm saying? They were very honest and open with me. And I hope it's okay that I'm saying this, but it's real. They said the quality wasn't up to par. And I appreciate that on my end. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate hearing that shit because now I feel like this is something special. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you for doing that. Because when it was any and everybody every Sunday, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to tune in and I want to hear me. I want to hear, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear nigga J-Bo or Jimmy Watts, you know what I'm saying? Deli Every Day. All them that you know what I'm saying? I would like to hope that we kind of all share like the same space of people who are really serious and could take the next step. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to feel like that, basically. Like we need to set the value for
I
ourselves.
feel like going back to that point of just the responsibility, I think Deli is a prime example of that. Because Deli is doing something every day and he's not complaining about why I'm not on the radio or niggas ain't talking about me on the radio or why Respect the Ground or Respect the Underground isn't doing this and that. He's just fucking doing it. He's taking responsibility for his career. And that's what
that's what
you know what I'm saying?
Talking about as well. The whole thing, you know, with Deli and shit. Me and Weezle was having that conversation earlier.
Facts.
If they really care about the artist, then they should care about the artist taking responsibility for their career than picking a side.
Right.
Fact.
You feel what I'm saying? They shouldn't be talking about like, you know, well, Power doesn't care about y'all. I mean, we put on a show for y'all. Cool, but I appreciate it because I did the first 2 AZ hip hop festivals. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like a situation where I was doing that for them.
Facts.
Nor was that platform really for me, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying? So I think it all just stems back to everybody just holding themselves accountable for their career. And a career with hip hop is like a big thing to fucking think about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to rap and be heard, my nigga.
Facts.
Cool. But do you just want to rap and be heard one time?
Right.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what if that's your plan, then you already made it. You rapped and put your shit on SoundCloud and your friends heard it. You went to Power. You did a show at Respect the Underground. Your career's done. You did it.
That's it.
Fact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like how you said, like if everybody took responsibility, like literally if everybody took responsibility, if you're an artist, a hip hop artist, you took responsibility, and you're like for me, example for me, like, I have showcase on 98.3. I haven't done none of that yet because I'm still up and coming. You know what I mean? So I tell people this: focus on your shit. You know what I mean? Put the money. Like Dub when me and Dub first linked up, that's the first thing Dub told me coming up is like, yo, put money behind your work. You know what I mean? Go out, get the good quality, get the sound, get everything. You know what I mean? Because at the long run, it's gonna benefit you. You know what I mean? And not only that, if you just worried about your stuff individually, just worry about putting in the hours in the studio, putting in, you know what I mean, hours I mean, it's gonna pay off when you know what I mean, when these radio station 101.1, 98.3 gonna come up to you and be like, yo, we want you on a showcase. You know what I mean? Like, come out, bring your songs out. I feel like the people that are complaining right now about Power not giving a fuck are the ones that are just looking out for a handout.
And that's their only job. Their only job is to notice talent when it's lit and be like, look, I have a platform for you. Right. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Job. I don't want a whole hour on Saturday, like a nigga just, play some 2K, smoke tobacco, and now he think he can rap. Like, I don't want to hear that shit for an hour, my nigga.
Right.
You're like, you open the doors for some quality shit.
Right.
And I will say this though. I'll go ahead, bro.
No, I just said like the artists that you don't see like you don't see for example Weezle. You don't see Weezle on there like bashing 98.3. I mean, he got love for 98.3, but he knows like, yo, like that's how to explain. Like, I put my work in, I put my time in. They gave me a platform. I got on that platform, and that's all that their job was to do. You know what I mean?
So the point on that, like, and I'll use myself as the example because I feel like that's the best one. It's truthful. So they did their job. No, to your point, they did their job for me. They gave me the platform and they gave me free game because a lot of people think you go up to the radio, oh, I'm on the radio now. It don't work like that, man. They could spin your shit in the mix all day long. You won't even know because it's going to be 30 seconds in and out. And they are showing you the love. The problem is you're going up to radio and you're not getting your shit properly encoded and put in the right databases and all that. So you get stats and you get your money essentially. You know what I'm saying? When they cut that check, but they can't start cutting you checks and they can't spin it. They can't put you in no rotation if there's no proof. It's a business. If people are tuning out when your shitty track comes on, like they lose money. There's less advertisements. You know what I'm saying? Or less advertised listeners, whatever. And then that fucks up their whole business off of, you know what I'm saying? I just think like the quality portion of it is what's slept on the most. I'm gonna mute everybody just because until I find out who's making that noise. Nose up.
And I feel like that's the whole shit, bro. I feel like the two major things that it comes down to is responsibility and education. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
That's it. That's it. Everything else is promotion.
Fact.
And retaliation.
I think
the
that's
Billboard
really
was promotion. Power was like, hold on, we done had hella niggas up here.
Right.
That's their retaliation. Right. So now the artists, their role is responsibility and education.
Fact.
Right. So if the only thing that needs to be heard or needs to be talked about is that.
Right.
And I feel I feel like there's a bunch of artists that are too hard-headed to learn about the education side of the thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Fact.
especially Arizona. You know
Fact.
what I mean? Like, when I first started, bro, I was hard-headed as hell. I didn't want to believe that Dub was telling me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to learn that shit. Like, get me on the mic, let me do my thing, let me do all that. You feel me?
Right.
And until I met Joe. You know what I mean? He showed me a lot. He taught me a lot about the industry, and it was just like, holy shit! Like, I need to understand this other half of what I'm doing, because if I'm not, and I just continue to be down this path, one of those ones that you just want to see my music.
I'll feel you.
Like,
so let me swing it down to Raul now. Like, kind of hearing all this, you know what I'm saying? Hearing people who have kind of been through some situations that it seems like you want to kind of take those same situations and apply them to you. Does your mindset shift a little bit right now? Like, hearing some of this?
Nah, I mean, I understand you don't need right if you don't want to do your business right. You know, I'm the same way. I don't want to do nothing but spit. Currently, I have a shitload of remixes. I'm dropping a whole bunch of free game, but my whole thing behind that is just like I'm getting my layups in for my original music because I'm trying to sell my record. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and my engineer told me the same thing. He said, "How you want your money right, and you don't want to do the business right."
Right.
And that's when I just started. I was like, I gotta go get copyright and fuck the bullshit.
Right.
I gotta go get right. And my paperwork good so that I could even win the royalties that I want to get. How I'm gonna fuck around, get myself on the radio, and then I don't have nobody to check to.
Yeah, see? Like, that's a
my ID don't say it all the way. You know?
That's a great point. And I think that is the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter who's giving who an opportunity if you're not there. You know what I'm saying? If your quality isn't there.
Well, like, yeah, I just want to, like,
my guy.
Oh God,
what a boy! Biggest fear. That's really all it is. Niggas like me work hard as shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to. I don't want it that they know.
It's lagging a little bit, so I'm a cut it off because it's lagging a little bit. But I think I see the point you were trying to make. Like, for somebody in your position, it's almost becoming not worth it to follow a lot of these things, and that's cool because the game is evolving. That's great. That puts people who are starting up in an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Jamal, what up, bro? I seen you just joined in. Say what's Gucci, dog. You kind of know what we talking about, so give us a little bit of your input if you don't mind.
Well, man, like real talk. I don't understand why y'all niggas really ain't. I mean, I know y'all on. I can't really use that word on. You feel me? Because a lot of niggas already on as it is. But just to point it out, you know, Itchy, I've been fucking, like, I know y'all niggas for a minute. You know, Itchy, No, Weezle, y'all niggas been hot, in my point of view. I've been rocking with y'all niggas for a hot minute. And so radio, as far as radio is concerned, I mean, I just gave Nova a shout out today, just listening to I forgot, like I think it's like J Hoodie, some shit like that, or whatever that name is. What you produced with him, nigga, shit is hot. Like, you came a long way from Zone City, nigga, like real rap.
Facts.
Concerned, I mean, I just gave Zone City. Hey. I still with that shit. Like,
check that out. Check that out. Hold up. Let me put you on pause, bro. Justus, what's up, brother?
Like, you came a long way from Zone City, real rap.
Hold up. Let it catch up. Let it catch up and see if he hears it. Justus, can you hear me?
Yep.
There you go. I don't know how much you've been listening, bro, but clearly you know what we're talking about, so I'd love to hear what you got to say.
I just jumped in. I haven't heard much. What are we talking about?
So we talking about the billboard, we talking about the radio, and we're talking about how we should all feel, basically.
Billboards. Billboards. There's 10.
No, we talking about the one y'all put up about the radio station, fam.
No. There was 10 locations.
Oh, 10 billboards.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hold up. So we talking about our position. Our position as people, as artists, you know what I'm saying? What we should really care about. Is radio even worth it? You know what I'm saying? How we should feel about, like, kind of, I guess, the whole situation with trying to pit artists who haven't really hit where they want to be against radio.
Real rap, dog, like, fuck that radio shit. Because, nigga, when I get in the car, I turn on my Apple Music ASAP.
Exactly.
That's the point. So that's the point Itchy made. Itchy, I don't know where you went. That's the point Itchy made.
On the hottest music and shit, and I still go back to my old shit. And so, on the real, I can give a damn about what the fuck the radio talking about. Because it's the same bullshit that's going on over and over and over again. And half that shit is trash already. And so, I really don't be fucking with the radio. Whatever goes on Apple Music that I see is hot, I'll click on that motherfucker. If it's got a nice beat and niggas is actually spitting, then I'll fuck with it. Half the niggas is all mumble rappers right now. I can't understand what them niggas talking about. It's either hands, coke, meth, drinking, fucking hoes, and driving cars and rocking a whole bunch of goddamn drill. That's all it is. Ain't no.
So I got a question. I got a question for Justus. Can you hear me, Justus? Yo, so I said that a lot of the artists that are getting upset about power and saying fuck power, or people just saying, yo, this shit is whack or whatever. Do you think that artists, like, this conversation wouldn't be happening if artists just took responsibility for their career? Because why I say that is because Power is a radio station, it's a business, and when it comes to artists that live here, it's ultimately just a platform when they give out looks.
Fact.
You are like a brand that is specifically a platform for all Arizona hip hop.
Yes, you are correct. You have to take
So ultimately, everyone that's in like a dispute about power or respect the underground, ultimately, doesn't it come back to the artist's responsibility of what they want? Like, if you want to be a highlight on Power 98, cool. That's cool. If you want to do a show with Respect the Underground, that's great. Cool. But is the argument really Power doesn't care about Arizona hip hop, or is it that Arizona hip hop doesn't care about Arizona hip hop? Because if you did, you would have accountability for your career, and you would have the education on knowing why your shit doesn't get spin, or why you do a Respect the Underground show, and then you don't have anything to follow up with that, and then are mad at both parties.
You're correct, but at the same time, it's about it's not fuck Power by any means.
I get that, but I think that the people are responding that way.
Yeah, let them. That's because people are prone to negativity. What was done, if you look at the message, it was done out of love. Because for the last 15 years, I played the politics. You know what I'm saying? We cut checks to Power. The bottom line is that Power has the opportunity and ability to choose their own programming. And I'm not saying that everyone should get a shot, because by my concerts, you can tell not everyone deserves the headline. Not everyone's ready to release a project. Not everyone is right. They don't have a campaign. Everybody wants a spotlight, but they don't want to work for it.
Facts.
Right.
And the little lights didn't come to the table until you had a full performance and campaign ready to roll.
Facts.
Like if people took the consideration and time to prepare and execute, we could throw 52 mixtape releases, album releases a year, every weekend. If people put together the time and preparation for that, but they choose not to. They want to rush it and they want instant gratification. I'm not saying that power, it's not fuck power. What it is that power neglects the top tier out here tremendously. They're neglected and ignored. You, for example, should have a single in rotation 5 years ago. All-American Girl, to me, had national rotation potential. And if power doesn't give certain records at least a shot, what the fuck? Like,
I feel what you're saying.
I'm not saying they owe anybody anything, but they have a responsibility to the community that they represent, the community that pays their bills, to at least throw a shot at someone. And I'm not talking at 1 a.m. on Sunday. I'm talking to drive at 5.
Yeah.
I feel you. And let the people decide and let the internet eat it alive. If this shit is whack, then what are you playing it for? They keep copping out to this plea of, oh, your shit was trash. If your shit wasn't trash, we play it. Nah, you're missing my fucking point. You're telling me that Futuristic's record with Great Big World, they performed live on Jimmy Fallon, should have been in rotation? We should have championed that man in that campaign. And the rest of the country is playing it. When why isn't the hometown playing it? Why ain't the city playing it? Because they make fuck shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit the format.
So
just fuck shit. He deserved that shot, whether you're vested in his career or not.
Justice,
whether
let me
you're a
ask you a
fan of
question.
him or not, it's about respect.
Let me ask you a question. I think I might be a couple seconds lag behind you, so this might take a second to catch up. So I would say you guys invested in Icon Radio. It's on demand. It's mobile. It's available on every platform. You play what you want. You know what I'm saying? When you want, however you want, who you want. Clearly, that's a business decision made on y'all end to stay with the times. Like, I feel like that's a very current move. You know what I'm saying? Go with something that you can play at all times. It's completely yours. So if you guys went that route and you see that as valuable, and I'm telling you I agree with that move, and you kind of hear, again, I don't know how long you were in this before you joined, but like us kind of saying like the radio is still a good look. It's cool. And it's one of those like notches on your belt off the checklist, like, oh wow, I did this, and it should mean something. But it's an aging kind of, it's kind of an aging entity, if you will. Like, you, in my opinion, made the right move. So why even care? Why even care about, you know what I'm saying? Like, Power doesn't care about hip hop. They don't need to. We have other platforms.
Yes, they do.
Why?
They do need to. Because they say they do. Their actions in 7 days of us, of that billboard going up and that hashtag going viral, they brought Kyle Collins on air at 6 o'clock. When was the last time they interviewed an Arizona hip hop artist at 6 o'clock in the afternoon?
I feel you.
And stood behind the fact that, you know what, we really do care. We care. You're up here because we care. Fuck you. That's a scapegoat.
I think that's a good example, but like, to answer the question, the last time they did that was the last time Kyle released something.
Two-Tone's been campaigning for radio for 10 years. And the week that Care comes out, you hire him and bring him on Ground Zero? Stop it. Oh, and now on Saturdays, they let you call in and freestyle? Three very clear definitions to them admitting guilt.
All facts.
You're right. I'm sorry. I got caught cheating. Here's your flowers, baby. My bad.
All facts. All facts. All facts and no opposition to that. But again, still, why even care about them? Like, you guys have a platform that's more approachable, you know what I'm saying? And it's something that you don't ever really have to hear.
Why? Because there's a tier level above us. And it's them. Listen, man, they have access. Their listenership is in the 500,000. Like, they have a reach beyond what I have, beyond what we all have combined. And they make a conscious decision to not support the top tier artists out here. When V got signed to Bat Gang, they should have supported a single. We had Kid Ink on the record. We played Kid Ink records. Why are we not championing this man in this campaign?
Facts.
Because you choose not to. Because he did not pay you that bag and you didn't get that payola. Payola is real.
It is.
And if you don't give them that bag, they're not going to do it. So I'm not saying champion everyone. I'm saying 6 to 10 artists a year get a shot. And if the public gravitates towards it and we love it the way I loved All American Girl, hey, we got ourselves a hot record and it's in rotation. Why? Because the people spoke. The people spoke and they instantly implemented changes, which is a direct admission of guilt. That's it. They know they're wrong and they know this is a PR fucking nightmare because now you got 6, 7 gentlemen online talking about does power care? When was the last time we had a conversation like this? Never.
Never.
Care.
That's really real. That's really real. No opposition to those. So let me open up. Let me unmute the rest of y'all real quick to chime in after hearing what he kind of said right there. Does it change perspective at all? I mean, we were kind of aligning with the fact that like it's more of a neutral thing. Like it kind of sucks that it's happening, but it is what it is. It doesn't sway anybody in either direction.
No, I just feel like I understand.
We'll go Nova.
I understand I understand where Justus is coming from. I think I've always understood where he was coming from. My thing is, I just wish that a lot more artists, or maybe just artists that I see on my feed, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of artists that know exactly what they want to do with their career. I feel like I just wish the artists would take more responsibility and stop leaning towards people like Justus or leaning towards power to be some type of campaign for them.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
We're not crutching.
So I think exactly. So that's more of where I was coming from when I talk about accountability and educating yourself. So my point still remains, but how he just broke it down on his perspective, I understand that clearly.
It's also a validation thing if you think about it for the general public who don't know who the underground artists are as far as that's concerned. Yeah, people who don't, let's say maybe not have Apple Music or Spotify or whatever the case is, and they actually listen to the radio and they hear something like that, and then they want to jump on that bandwagon. Okay, this cat is hot right here. I'll actually dig him right here. Let me go ahead and look him up for something like that.
Like there's still
Hey,
a
you
good
guys
look.
ever been to Atlanta?
No, but I've heard about the culture.
They play their hitters.
Yeah.
On daytime rotation.
Yeah.
They don't play everybody, but when Gucci Mane, when Jeezy were on the rise, the records were in rotation.
Fact.
If you went to West Virginia, Myrtle Beach for motherfucking spring break in like 06, was all you heard was motherfucking Boys in the Hood. It was a regional thing. And then look where they're at. Look at Kyle Collins' career because of the support of power daytime rotation. Took him to another place. There is a level where once we hit that plateau, man, we need that shot. And they have the ability to do that, but they make a conscious decision not to. So then we go. I just want to flex on them, and we did it, and it worked, and they implemented changes, and we're not done. So
yeah. Now, let me ask this, Justus. The disc record.
Which one?
The Bag of Tricks. Was that more personal, or was that more of I don't want to say reach, but is that more of what's a better word for it? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, was that more of just the personal between the beef that was going on through the comment shit?
No, we recorded that a year ago, or excuse me, 6 months ago when Jesus was throwing shade. Jesus has been telling artists that go on Ground Zero that he thinks that local shows are corny. He doesn't think you should perform in your city. He thinks you should keep throwing darts at a fucking board, and if you blow up online, then you blow up. You don't need to perform. How do you develop a network? How do you develop your brand? How do you develop your stage presence? You practice. You shoot in the fucking gym. You don't go straight to the fucking championships. You gotta play summer league. You train all year.
Fact. Fact.
That was
right.
I put the block on that disc coming out because we were still like Mad Rich is my friend.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do anything to disrespect his platform because he's my friend. But when Jesus and I knocked heads, and it became, oh, that's what's up. You sure you want to do this? I bet. Run the fade. Got you.
So there was some intent and setup, and basically it was a boss move. You know what I'm saying? It was like a gut check. I get it. And I'll be honest with you, now it makes a little bit more sense. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the relevancy. Like, I'm not even going to front with you. You know what I'm saying? When we first got on here, I was kind of like, I don't think it's worth it. I don't understand why they did it. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, it's just promotion for the festival.
Nah.
That makes sense.
No. The way Justus just broke it down makes complete sense of everything. That paints a better picture.
So let me interject real quick. Justice, why not say that from the beginning? Because I feel like that almost makes it more. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have to explain myself to anyone.
I feel you, but
I just felt like finally dropping my nuts, so I dropped my fucking nuts. And
respectable.
Like I was just fed up, and I was like, "Fuck it, you want to run the fade then? Fuck it, you sure? All right, I ain't shit. You know, you'll see."
So, and let's say, you know what I'm saying, your ideal situation with follow up. Let's say they start opening up the airwaves. You know what I'm saying? Who I'm gonna ask you? I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot, and if you need to take a second, sure. Who do you see on there? You know what I'm saying? And this isn't like a subliminal, oh, name one of us in the chat. No. Like, who are the people we should be looking towards? Because at some point, somebody needs to set, you know what I'm saying, different tiers and allow people to understand, like you said, you need to get back on the Summer League team and run a couple, you know what I'm saying?
Whoever's having a moment.
Fair.
We all get a moment at the top. It's like a Ferris wheel. And everybody got to work to get on that motherfucker. And then you get on the Ferris wheel and you got to ride that bitch hella slow till you get to the top. And then that bitch freeze. And you get the view of the fucking fair. And everybody takes their picture, they kiss their girl, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then they got to go back down. We all get our time at the top of the Ferris wheel. Why you got to be hating on the motherfucker when you're at the bottom? Like, fuck that dude up there. Let me get up there. Nah, shut the fuck up and wait your turn. Motherfucker.
Exactly.
Wait your turn. And when you get up there, enjoy the ride. Because you're going to come back down with the quickness, I promise.
Fact.
So, like, it's whoever's got their moment, man. Like, Weezle, you might knock out another execution. Oh, shit. He got a campaign behind him. He's pressing. He's buzzing. All the online radio stations have picked it up. The blogs are talking about it. I don't care who it is. Some 12-year-old fucking kid records something in his closet, knock it out the park. It's his moment. He wins. Like, it's not about any one group or individuals or who's cool. Like, if somebody signs a national deal and they get a single campaign, right now it's LV Sharp. She just signed with Flow Rider. I promise you she's got a single coming. They're going to support her because they supported her in the past. And she has a picture on the wall next to all the national artists. Why? What makes her special? I don't know. I have my reasons, but whatever. They chose her. That's fine. She does not represent our community. She went out and did her thing. Like, we have a community. We have some top tier artists that deserve a shot. A shot. When the buzz is right, fuck, man, what's holding you back?
Right. Basically.
Right?
Basically. So I'll tell you this, off initial perception and then kind of explanation and then also hearing everybody, it seems like it's more alignment. It's almost like the true intent behind it, man, causes like this miscommunication for people to really associate the whole situation with something more negative than like the truth is claiming it's honest. You know what I'm saying? Because like I fuck with it 1,000% more now. I thought it was a boss move. I'm not gonna lie. You flex. You bought a billboard. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was really all that relevant. You bought 10 billboards. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Get it. But the truth, I respect, and I'm a little bit of an older dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the 30s now. You know, so I understand the business portion of it. You devalued my brand, my worth, what I work for, and what pays my bills. You know what I'm saying? Like hell yeah, I got the position now to say something to you. I understand that more than I'm trying to promote a festival or trying to take a shot at power. And I would guess
for the record, the billboards were going up. I had a campaign in play.
Oh no! I'm just saying adding that
in the mix,
adding the extra slide. Yeah,
we could do it. Like,
fact.
They had nothing, like the fact that happened to promote the festival, wonderful.
Yeah,
it was just perfect timing.
It was genius marketing. Genius.
Say you had
Lalo, I'm gonna mute you real quick because you're chopping up. Maybe it'll reset your audio. I think somebody's trying to join the room, so give it a second. Go ahead, try it again, Lalo.
It was just perfect timing. I say you had a campaign drop time if you ask me.
I think from what I gathered, what he was saying is that it was perfect timing, perfectly executed, if you will, no pun intended.
Dude, I was supposed to be in that chat. Can I make an appearance? What up? It's Fresco told you, man. The game's over, bro. LeBron still has his hair, bro.
That man's a fool.
He's still bro.
Fresco.
He saved it. He stopped playing in the fourth quarter. He stopped playing in the fourth quarter. He saved it.
Who won?
We ain't talking about that. Weezle.
Who won? I'm serious. I don't know. Who won?
Had to have been LeBron.
See, we ain't talking about that.
Who won?
That's not what this conversation is about. It's about AZ hip hop.
We're trying to uplift AZ. We're not trying to tear that motherfucker down under LeBron right now.
Hey, I'm not answering no questions. I plead the fifth.
Like the LA haters.
Lakers. How much LeBron had?
Hater gang.
How many points LeBron had?
Laker gang.
How bad did they lose? Is my question.
Yeah, it was like what was the score? 131 to 113.
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh, it was a good game.
Was it a good game?
Lance Stevenson was playing and one the whole fourth quarter. That was fun.
It was decent.
It was decent. That's
Hey,
not
gentlemen,
what
I'll be right back.
It was 91 to like 63.
91 to 63. All right, y'all. So let me go roundtable again with it. We'll start with AST.
I will say this though.
Hold up 1 second. 1 second, Dub. Go ahead, Lalo.
Hey, so I don't know. Are we still on Facebook?
Yeah, we're still live.
So, in your opinion, I'm sure there's artists out there that is watching this right now. For those upcoming artists that in your opinion, what do you think they should work towards? You know, like what steps do you think?
I could answer that.
So I'm pretty positive what you said was if there's an artist who's trying to kind of get started, what would I offer them in terms of advice is essentially what you're saying. What I would say is get you a bag first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not about to do anything unless you got a bag. That's number one.
Facts.
Get you a plan, you know what I'm saying, and commit to the plan. Number two, and make sure you're well educated on all the available options and avenues for yourself. And number three is realize there's a lot more you can do by yourself than having to reach out and wait for other people. If your resources is in check, you know what I'm saying, and you're well educated and you know how to use the internet, first and foremost, you don't got to worry about radio stations hitting you up for an interview, regardless of what time or whatever show, because people are going to start approaching you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to have to seek anything. You're just going to basically be the recipient of a whole lot of attention. But it takes a bag. It takes a nice little bag, you know what I'm saying? Bags I wasn't having, you know? Bags that did not exist at the time. Dub, what you got to say, bro?
So I agree with you. And what I would tell the artists is exactly what you just said. You know, focus on yourself, get the bag, really invest in yourself. Don't really rely on what other people are saying or what other shit's going on in the community. Just focus on your music. Everything that happens for you, you'll reap the benefits. You know what I'm saying? If you start buzzing and you in different states and doing shit,
right?
You know, it's gonna happen for you.
Right.
My fault. I'm downtown, so it's like hella loud and shit. But
you good.
But I just wanna tell all the artists that are up and coming, focus on yourself, build a plan just like Weezle said, and really execute it and just do your own thing, stay in your lane, and you know, show love when it's due, and you know, keep working, keep your head down.
Fact. Itchy, what you got to say about the whole situation?
After Just Stop, like I feel where they're coming from more.
Yeah.
And I definitely retract some of the statements.
Well, I don't think nobody said nothing violation. He said, I retract my statements.
As far
what
as
you
like
said?
the whole,
Your post. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
That's big.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a man.
I dig it. All right, let me swing it down. Raul, what you got to say, bro?
Weezle out now on all platforms. Doing big moves all the time, you know what I'm saying? I hear rapping my appreciate all this motherfucking game. Real spell.
And yo,
members, I'm about to go ahead and hop in this young bed real brief.
All right, bet. You got anything else to say before you hop off, bro?
Hold on, I got.
No.
We're
not getting off, no.
Check all these cats out. They fire. Nove, Weezle, Itchy.
Hey.
I'm not sure what y'all the cats' name, but I gotta check them boys out. I know I'm dark as shit right now. You can't see nothing, but it's gonna be all right.
Facts. No, just playing.
Yo,
That boy is straight lip. That boy is straight nose him out right there.
Yo.
Hey, look at them t-shirts. I see you. All right.
Yo.
Jamal, I'm gonna holler at you.
Weez.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Justice, we just getting to some like final words, so I'll swing it back your way after No. Go ahead, No.
Yo, so I agree with what you told all the artists, but why don't y'all stop using them YouTube beats and get with the best producer in Arizona?
Facts.
That'd be me.
Hey, yeah.
Big fucking facts.
Stop playing yourself. I have my own studio. Come through, book the time, get the fire beats.
Facts.
Go to Justice, do a show. Go to Power, do your thing.
Do it
but
all.
Just know.
Go to Dub, get your video photos.
Go to Dub, get your videos, your photos done, get your press
I got
done.
a photo shoot booked for Saturday. What's poppin'?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? But holla at the best producer in Arizona.
Let's go.
That's all I got to say.
Not lying.
Joseph Lior.
Nope.
Go ahead. Justice, show that shirt one more time, bro. Hey, let me boom. Go ahead, get that shirt up.
Hey.
Merch looking official. I ain't even gonna lie. There's no way you can hate on that.
Hey, that's lit. But before I gotta get to work. We're doing the shoot, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate the time y'all took to really have this conversation and open up this can of worms, if you will. I respect everybody that's in this chat, and I hope people really got something out of this.
Facts.
I thought very successful as a roundtable. Justice, yo, I appreciate you hopping in, bro, because I know I asked you. You know what I'm saying? You said you was a little busy. But I'm glad you actually made the time. It was good to hear from you. Anything that we could get from you before we head out?
Come to the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, or you don't care about local hip hop.
and then I'm gonna get on here next Wednesday and talk about your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't show up? Nah. All love.
A-Dub shooting it.
A-Dub shooting it.
AST's performing. Nova will be there.
There we go.
Weezle on it next year.
There we go.
Come on, baby. Hey, I appreciate you, gentlemen. Have a blessed day.
Yo,
Peace.
Appreciate you hopping in, bro.
Already.
All right, then, y'all. One last time, we got the mic open. Everybody's unmuted. If you got something else to say, drop a social media one more time.
Hey, man, y'all can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, everything at AST Official. Check it out. I got an album gonna drop in January. My first debut album.
There you go.
Got all ready for it. Son of an OG. That shit's gonna be hot.
There we go. And we're gonna get the in-person one popping. You know what I'm saying? Have you out here. Facts, Raul. You got anything else to say, bro? Oh shit, hold up. Let me unmute you. Go ahead, bro.
For sure. I was just trying to figure out how to click the X on this. I was trying to figure out how to get out of here. My man. Hey, y'all have a good night, man. Take it easy.
Bet, bro. Appreciate you joining in. Itchy, go ahead. You got something?
Shit, follow me. Itchy the Misfit.
Let's go.
Weezle, let's load some shit up.
Bet, say less. And everybody, appreciate everybody coming in tonight. You know what I'm saying? This was dope for me to be able to do. Something I hope to be able to do weekly, you know what I'm saying? If not, maybe a little bit more than that, but we'll see. Appreciate Justice popping in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's get it. He was on the other side of the TV the whole fucking time. Hey, that's Words with Weezle, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk to you probably next week. We'll see how I fucking feel, you know? All right, then, y'all.